Hoppa! Welcome everybody to Stavvy's World. What a show we've got for you today, but before we really get going with our beautiful guests, I want to let you know that the Fat Rascal Tour is kicking off. The final leg of the Fat Rascal Tour is kicking off. We're starting in Ohio. We're coming to Cincinnati. We're coming to Columbus. We're coming to Cleveland. Then Baltimore. 6 shows at the Lyric. 5 are sold out already. There are tickets still to the late show Thursday. Biggest homecoming shows. Then Detroit, Grand Rapids, Philly, Orlando, Tampa, Fort Lauderdale, Milwaukee, Kansas City, St. Louis, and we're ending the whole tour. The final shows will be at the Beacon Theater in New York City. I'm so pumped for that. And I'm also pumped to let you know about our sponsors on this episode. I'm very excited about both of them. DraftKings, our friends at DraftKings, they already told you about college football. But guess what's coming now? NFL football, baby. It's been 7 months since a football game, a real NFL football game. Can you believe it? Well, we're here. We're on the precipice. And you can now make it even funner to watch football with our friends at DraftKings. Get a little skin in the game. Throw a little bit of money you can afford. It can make the games a little more exciting. I know I'm already tossing some money at the Ravens. Now, download now and use code Stavvy to sign up. New customers can take home $200 in bets instantly just for betting $5. That's with promo code Stavvy, STAVVY, only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. The crown is yours, my friend. And our other sponsor, someone we're very, very excited to be in business with. That's right, Tushy. We'll get more into details later, but we got a nice long ad for Tushy where I will be going in some very specifics. But for now, I want you to know that they're having a huge Labor Day sale, 40% off, all bidets and bundles. And all you got to do is visit hellotushy.com/Stavvy, STAVVY, and use promo code Stavvy. Sale ends September 11th, okay? It's always Labor Day for your butt. And that's why Tushy's making it nice and easy for you, 40% off. That's hellotushy.com/Stavvy for 40% off. And now, Eldest, play the song again, my G. Opa! Welcome, everybody, to Stavvy's World, 904-800-STAV. We're back once again. We're very happy to have Jeremy and Rajat in the mix. What the fuck are your last names?
Don't worry about it.
Some with an L.
Mine's Suresh.
Yeah.
Levick.
Rajat Levick. That's actually good. You guys should swap last names.
We should.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Jeremy Suresh is a fucked up guy.
That's
You
cool.
know what I mean? Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's either like that's like a guy whose like parents met. Like, his mom was, like, backpacking through India and met, like, some fucking sexy, like, guy fucking on the top of a mountain. You know what I mean? Like, some hot lady.
Yes.
Unfortunately, you're not sexy enough to be Jeremy Suresh.
You
gotta be
work.
a piece of ass. No,
I
dude.
think
You gotta be
I think people will find it could work.
No, you gotta be, like, a beige piece of ass. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta look awesome.
Rajat Suresh kind of like craters immediately. Or Rajat Levick, sorry.
Rajat Levick.
Kind of like...
That sucks.
That
That is weird to have like Jewish parents that just
That
decide
to me,
my kid's Rashad.
Fully what that is like two hippie Jews that are like trying way too hard to be be like no, we're good.
Right.
We're like imagine how much they like imagine the signage on the people's homes who named their son Rajat Levick. It's like, they got a "we in this house we believe in science" sign. That's no debate.
Yes.
They probably have
Immigrants welcome.
immigrants welcome for sure. I'm trying to decide if they're like Kamala Harris supporter, like they still have Kamala for president stuff.
They learned.
You know what I mean? Like they were like top donors to Kamala.
Yes.
They learned the name Rajat because they love Kamala Harris.
Ironically, Kamala supporters hate Rajat.
The most vitriol I've ever gotten.
Really?
Rajat got really nasty.
Yeah.
That's such a funny person to be. It's like who is inspired by Kamala Harris?
Yeah.
Who's like, hell yeah,
I know.
That's who that's who's awesome.
Yeah.
She has no, I mean, she's hilarious. Like, she's crossed over now to the point where it's like, is she on pills?
Yeah,
like, is she,
totally.
she feels like, it's so funny to, like, it almost feels hacked to be like, oh, it's Veep in real life.
I swear to God,
But it's
I
like,
just watched Veep like for the first time, and I was like, wow, this actually, it's accurate.
she's literally not sharp enough to be, like,
do
that's the
Veep.
problem. She doesn't feel as sharp as that character.
Yeah,
Even though
right.
that character was a piece of shit, it's like, Kamala just feels like she is on, like, Joe is on some kind of, you know, this Stavvy's world, we have a whole long held belief he's on some kind of super Adderall. That he's like in a chamber like 23 hours a day, and when he has to like be in the public eye, they just like, you know, like fucking like inject some kind of like awesome Adderall into the middle of his heart.
Sprung to life every time he starts talking.
Like they just tried a new like mask in the chamber. Like, he's upside down in green fluid with bubbles. You know what I mean? Like, that's like he's
floating. He's in full stasis.
Activate Joe. Activate Joe. There's like 4 of them, and it's like, and Kamala, like, clearly they just picked her because it was like, whatever, we want some like, oh, diversity, girl power, but it's like, and I'm all for that, but it's like she's one of the worst candidates. Like, she had no swag. She had to drop out of the election before voting started. How did that happen?
Right.
How were you losing so bad? No one had voted yet. Like, and she was doing like Amy Klobuchar, that weird bitch.
Yeah, right.
That was a hilarious.
She's awesome.
That was
She's really
that was
awesome.
such a hilarious like thing of group of candidates. But yeah, Kamala, definitely to come back. Rajat Levick. His parents love Kamala Harris. And they talk about what a strong woman she is and how it was good she was a prosecutor.
Yes.
Then it shows it was good.
They do it, and then they like look at me like, as if they're like trying to get my approval.
Yeah.
Kamala's awesome.
Actually, she's an oppressor, mom and dad. It's like Rajat Levick outwokes his parents. Or he becomes QAnon, or he goes or he becomes like a Trump supporter.
I'm definitely rebelling.
Yeah.
Jeremy, can you pull that mic arm down just a little?
You fucking kidding me?
Dude, you're fucking up, dude. Dude, Elders, don't embarrass my guests like this. Pass him a Post-it note next time.
Fucking kidding me? You're done.
Get this guy out.
You're done. Out.
Now, do you guys have? Now, this is great. This actually is good because we like to ask our guests. Do you guys have any? Do you have any past history with Albanians by any chance? Because he is an Albanian, so we just want to know, like, Greeks versus Albanians in your personal life.
Yeah.
Have you had any me not included, right?
Well,
Other
we
Greeks.
talk about this a lot.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing this up.
I know that's one of your big things. That's your next viral video that you're planning. It's Greeks versus Albanians. You're gonna get Dua Lipa involved.
Yeah. I will say you and I are on the wrong foot. So I think it's not. I have to be. I'm definitely on the side of the Greeks at the moment.
Yeah. Well, that's easy. I mean, we all know that. It would have to be like an Albanian like saved you from a burning building for you to even consider.
Right. Then I would be like, I would still be almost the two outweigh each other.
Yeah. That's good. You boys are right. You're calibrated correctly for this show.
Are there a lot of famous movies with like Albanian like
Taken, right? Taken?
It's Taken.
Taken. Yeah, the kidnappers were Albanian. And
the sex traffickers were Albanian in Taken.
How did you feel about that? About seeing?
I think it's pretty funny.
Okay, cool.
also, the Albanian in that was pretty bad. Like if you know how to speak it.
Yeah, he had an issue with the verisimilitude, the Albanian verisimilitude.
Yeah. I was like, well, this isn't an accurate representation of my people.
You didn't hear about the kidnapping stuff.
That felt right. It was the pronunciation.
It's like Albanian sex traffickers.
My biggest problem with the sex is like the girl was too hot for Albanians to be sex trafficking her. Like if Albanians are sex trafficking, they are not getting the top notch stuff. You're not going to Albanians for the good stuff. That was my biggest issue with the movie.
Totally.
What the hell hell is this? Okay, nice. So no Albanian for you boys. No, you've never really met any. How about Greeks?
Not really.
Prior
Greeks.
than
we've always been big supporters of the Greeks.
No,
Yes,
speak
yes.
freely. Speak freely, fellas. It's okay.
Come on, George Severus.
Former guest.
Stav.
Right.
Yep. That tops out.
Those
That's
are the
about
two
it.
most notable.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Socrates.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
when
love
you
Socrates.
When you go to the Athens airport, there's a statue of me, George, and Socrates. Just it's like our big ones. I am angling to be, because Stamos has had the crown.
Oh yeah.
As like most notable famous Greek, and like
I feel like you could take.
if you really break down what Stamos has done, and look, no disrespect, John. Please come on the show. You're the dream guest for the show. Giannis Pappas, who we have to get on the show too, he has been hogging you. Giannis is inexplicably friends with John Stamos, which is actually awesome. Wow. But look, if we break down Stamos' career, it's Full House.
Yep.
Great. Loved it.
Yeah.
Gave me a lot of clout because there was a cousin Stavros. In one of the things.
And what was he like?
Even though he was kind of a duplicitous character,
Okay,
he was like, it was John Stamos with a fake big ass nose and like a mustache.
Okay.
And he was like, because it was a kid show, he wasn't a sex pest.
Yeah.
But it was like
You
kind of
can
the
tell
vibe
that
was
was
like, yeah. You let cousin Stavros roam for 2 or 3 more episodes. That's Kimmy has some issues. Like, Uncle Cousin Stavros tried to show me a wrestling move in the, that's happening for sure.
And Bob's definitely it's like, Kimmy, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
you don't fucking know what you're talking about.
Or actually, what would happen, because Kimmy was pretty clearly like from a broken home. She'd be like, "I love Cousin Stavros. We're gonna get married." That's probably what it would be. He would like have he would have like a 16-year-old girlfriend.
Totally.
And this is the fictional Cousin Stavros on Full House. Nobody cut this up to make it look like
taken out of context.
Yeah.
That is very easily. Like you just served it up on a platter. Like, that's sorry. You have to admit, like, it's over.
I was sloppy on that one.
Yep.
I was definitely sloppy.
That can also be taken out of context.
But yeah, Stamos, it's Full House, and it's the Beach Boys, right? Isn't he like? Right. He was like weirdly like a guitarist for the Beach Boys.
Yeah, they had the Beach Boys on Full House for a couple episodes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
For Greek reasons?
Because the Beach Boys are Greek.
Yeah.
Greek, man.
That'd be awesome. If only. Well, speaking of Hollywood pieces of ass, you guys, the video you did with Theroux was so funny. That Justin Theroux video. And by the way, guys, if you don't know these motherfuckers, go check out their videos. They're so good. But that was like that Hollywood roundtable thing, and it is so wild that you got Justin Theroux to be because he's like a legitimate, like, that was smart because it's like he's a great actor and he's legitimately famous and like, but it's like it also feels right that he would do it. You know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah.
Like, he clearly had a sense of humor about it. It was so awesome.
He was so funny.
He's the funniest guy. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. I feel like we talked to him like once before we did that, and we were not sure whether he would be like funny, and he's hilarious.
I knew.
No, never mind. Cut that out.
I knew.
The power struggle for who's going to be better friends with Theroux.
I knew.
I knew more. I knew first.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome, dude. And you guys just kind of hit him up and were like, we have an idea.
Pretty much.
Basically.
That's awesome.
We like knew someone in common. And I think we've already said this in public.
Nice,
this, dude. A director, Dave McCary.
Nice.
Like, he had worked on something with Justin before, and
he was like, this guy will get it.
Yeah.
It is funny when you're like, oh yeah, these motherfuckers really do just like making stuff. Like, they got into this to do this, that it's like, so you could just, ask. What happens? The guy says no. Who cares?
Totally.
But yeah, that shit was so good. You guys are so good about picking up on the like the rhythms of certain things. You know what I mean? Like just feeling it. Like the rhythm feels exactly the same as the like. You know those Eldest. You know those videos where it's like the actors roundtable. So it's like every Oscars, it'll be like like fucking Joaquin Phoenix and like whoever the fuck.
Yeah.
Like last year was probably I saw one with like Nick Cage and like Dirt Nasty was in it because he did Bottle Rocket. That was fucking awesome. It was him. That was a good and those are always the thing is they are interesting. It's cool.
We don't hate them.
No, it's cool to see those, but it's like they have such and it's so interesting because what you guys do, it's not even exactly making fun of something. It's just being like, isn't this funny? How we can nail this? You're doing an. It's like you're doing
it. Really, just sort of an impression.
But it's like a weird impression, right? Because it's like it really is. It actually is the same thing as an impression, but it's rhythm, and it's so good. You guys, you nailed the one about. The other one's like the Jordan Peterson, the little mouse.
Yeah.
What the fuck, the hungry little mouse or whatever? What the fuck was that shit? That shit was awesome, dude. That was so.
That's really nice.
Yeah. No, all the stuff that you guys have done, it's like, oh yeah, this is the like. You guys just get the rhythms of it, and that's so. It's something that no one has thought about, and it's just like, and then so you actually got a real actor, like a fucking, I don't know if he's been Oscar nominated or what, but like, been in a ton of shit, and then you just did it for like an hour, which was awesome.
Yeah,
I cannot believe because you see the clips on Twitter. And you're just like, oh, nice, that's funny. That's a funny 2-minute video. and then you go and it's like, there's 1 hour of this on YouTube.
I think that's why we did it. It's like, it'd be such a waste of our time.
Such
a waste
money.
of people's time and money.
Yeah.
We're like, it's funny in a meta way.
Yeah.
Ourselves. Stupid.
It has to be an hour. No, you guys are so right. You're so right. It had to be an hour. But go watch that shit if you haven't seen it.
It was originally even longer.
Really?
Cut a lot out. Yeah.
The actual videos are an hour, though. You guys are like, we're going to do it longer than the thing. We're spoofing. That's awesome.
Like, what if it was just really, really it was like mind-numbing.
Yeah. That's so fucking funny. Now, Theroux, how would you compare him to Stamos? How far would you go? Would you still try and get the little kiss?
Well, now
you're friends.
Now it'd be like, I don't want to like jeopardize my friendship. Well, that would be an easier out. Like whereas with Stamos, it's like I just met you and like he'd be like, you led me on.
Yeah.
Right. There's gonna be peace about you. Love bombing.
Yeah. You love bomb Stamos.
Celebrities should try to like reverse cancel regular people
for not having sex with
bombing.
She told me I was great. Yeah. How much of a fan. She really admired me.
She watched me growing up, and she's like putting all these things in my head. Everyone just ganging up.
Yeah. Just some like 22-year-old receptionist, like the hostess at a sushi restaurant that he had lunch at.
Yeah.
He's like. She said, and she wouldn't fuck me in the bathroom? I mean, what is this?
There's like a Ronan Farrow piece with the receptionist's face, and it's got the tear through it.
Yeah.
Ronan's turning on her. It would be cool if Ronan like pivoted.
Yeah, punching down.
That would be all. Yeah, we're due for a little punching down.
Yeah, why not?
You know, all this. Your arm gets tired if you're just doing this.
Absolutely.
Totally.
It's bad for your shoulder.
It's really
you got
bad
up
for
day,
your
you got
shoulder.
down day.
You gotta go down every once in a while.
Definitely.
Pop, 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 pop. Did you when you were like Theroux, very interesting guy, didn't he have to follow Brad Pitt in terms of Jennifer Aniston? That's a tough follow.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there was she dated people in between, but
Yeah.
it's in a weird way, it's like because somebody leaves someone, you're married to Brad Pitt, right? That's like you're kind of, or Angelina Jolie for that matter, at that moment, it must feel like you're kind of like hanging on to the top of a bus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's like, how long can this work?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is the fucking hottest person in the universe.
Totally.
You know?
Totally.
It's like
by a pinky.
yeah. You're just like, fuck, slow down.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I feel like in a weird way, it must have been kind of nice to be like the guy after. Because it's like, you're a better hand. You're still you're still again piece of ass. Totally. We don't want to disparage your good friend. You guys hang out all the time.
Yeah,
Thank you.
But yeah, I wonder about like that must be nice to like after someone has completely fucked somebody over.
Yeah,
it's got to be nice to be the guy after.
Absolutely.
All you gotta do is be like a good guy.
Yeah, right.
Put someone at ease.
Absolutely, and he's still like a hot celebrity.
And he's still,
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know,
It's not it's not Eldis, right?
I'm a piece of ass.
What? You think you can fuck Jennifer Aniston?
Yeah, probably.
What context?
I'm off the market now,
Yeah, all right,
so I'm
you're
not
right.
going to speculate.
You're right. You're recently engaged. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What's her
Cox.
deal?
But yeah, in other circumstances, definitely.
Now, is this like before she's not famous yet?
This was like 1997, 98.
Oh, in the height of when half the women in America have her haircut, you could fuck her. You think?
Yeah.
You now, what is it? You currently go back in time into 1997, or you in 1997 when you were 8 years old? Which one?
You make her a pedophile?
Yeah. You're so charming. You turn the most famous.
I would go back in time to when I was like, I don't know, maybe 27.
Oh, so you would pick your
26.
ideal.
Right.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
I'd make 2 stops in the time machine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
You'd have to bring a smaller time machine into the time machine with you to when you're 27.
Yeah. But then what happens to you now? Do you have to die, or do you have to go into 27-year-old you's life?
I don't know. I think you just figure that out with a time machine when you got to get back. But you just got to start the mission backwards.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Because now it's 2 of you. You understand this, right? Basically, you're saying you would coach 27-year-old you to fuck Jennifer Aniston. Your current dick wouldn't be feeling it.
Well, no, I still want to feel it. Okay, I guess I'll go back as me now then.
It is smart to have 2 of you if you feel like you're not good enough.
I want to double team her with 27-year-old me. That would be sick.
That would be all right.
I just start making out with myself.
She's feeling ignored.
That's awesome. I knew 27-year-old you. That is hilarious that you think that guy could fuck Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
That was, dude, hold on a second. Now let's do some math.
How old
27-year-old you.
34.
Okay.
Oh, dude, you're out of your mind. That was when you were in the. Oh, dude, let's not forget what those Tinder. But how about you've probably deleted Tinder, but let's just say if we saw 27-year-old Elvis's Tinder matches, it ain't too many Jennifer Anistons in the mix.
I could do it, man. With all the knowledge I have now, coaching my younger self, we get in there.
All right, that's fair.
We can get in there.
Maybe you could have a little helmet that you could control his body with.
Oh, yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Okay, all right.
I'm pretty married to this double team idea, though. That's kind of my first pick.
Okay,
And it sounds easier than inventing a helmet, too.
So you
on top of a time machine.
Don't worry about the tech. We got the tech figured out. So, okay, listen. Now let's go through this. So it's 1997. Where do you approach Jennifer Aniston, who again is one of the most famous people in the world right at this moment? You show up. Let's just say you catch her at a restaurant. Let's just say that.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And you're like, and she's like, this fucking fat idiot and his brother, who looks exactly like him, I guess, are trying to talk to him.
Yeah.
It's like me and me 40 pounds later.
Yeah. His slightly less fat, slightly less young brother. These 2 6'6" guys. Now, if she's a height queen, maybe you have an outside chance. You know, that's a lot of men.
6'6"?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The haters will say 6'5", but don't listen to the bullshit.
I just gave you 6'6". I'm trying to get you to double team Jennifer Aniston. Anyway, whatever.
Have you seen the movie Birth?
No.
Jonathan Glazer. He's the guy that made Under the Skin.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Well,
what's
in
Birth
it,
about?
Nicole Kidman, like, she like kisses a little kid.
Oh,
in the
damn.
movie. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's about Nicole Kidman's like a widow, and there is this like 9-year-old that goes up to her and claims to be the ghost of her dead husband.
It's right here on the Wikipedia. The film
yeah.
follows Anna, who becomes convinced that her dead husband Sean is reincarnated as a 10-year-old boy. I mean, what kind of pedophile? I mean, this is what QAnon people think Hollywood is up to.
Right.
If this came out today,
This makes sense.
it would be
I'm like,
over for Nicole Kidman. It's really good though. She does kiss a little boy.
She kisses a little
like
boy
for real, and then I think gives him like a kind of sensual bath. It's kind of crazy.
This is literally the opposite of Big.
Yeah.
You're making a guy small.
That's true. This is girl big.
Yeah.
This is because you know what? It is true because the way men work, it's like, wouldn't it be awesome as a little kid to fuck a grown lady?
Yeah.
And then women are just like, I just miss the soul of my husband. I would love to speak with the soul of my husband again. It's not about getting fucked at all.
Yes, I would become a pedophile to get the soul of my husband.
Yeah. She's just, she's just having, maybe a sensual bath here and there until he turns 18. And then it's suck off city.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to Big. Big, and it also came up a different recent episode. We were talking about Blank Check. Another classic where a little boy could probably fuck a grown woman. She kisses him. They don't fuck, but it's like if he played his cards right, he probably could have.
When was that? I feel like was there like a time, like when did Big and Blank Check come out? Were they also near 2004?
No. Big is like...
Big was the 80s or something.
Big is 80s, and Blank Check was 90s for sure.
Okay.
So I remember seeing it. Yeah, I remember seeing it when I was like probably 8.
Okay.
And thinking about getting pussy and being like, that'd be awesome. Thinking about like being rich and also a grown up trying to a grown woman fucking you.
I've never...
Like, that's awesome.
Who's in Blank Check?
I don't think she's famous. Look it up, Elders. Do a little producing.
Is this what the podcast is?
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't fucking worry about it. Oh, she looks good. Karen Duffy. Damn, she's still hot.
Damn, is this the kid?
Who cares? What the fuck? We're trying to look at some fucking pussy.
Oh, yeah.
Tone Looks in it.
Yeah.
Dude, she's still looking good at 62, honestly.
Wow.
Yeah. She was one of People magazine's 50 most beautiful people. She was diagnosed with a rare form of sarcoidosis called neurosarcoidosis. So that fucked her up.
It's depressing when you look up an old celeb that you haven't heard of in like 30 years, and it's like, oh, they have some crazy ass health shit they've been going through the rest of their life.
Some tragedy. Her entire family was burned, and she never bounced back. I was like, shut up. Yeah, was she in keep going down, Elders? Was she in anything else? She was. Wait. She was in Dumb and Dumber. Holy shit! Oh no, small roles. Who was she in Dumb and Dumber?
She was the goon, I think.
No.
Yeah, that looks like her.
Oh fuck!
I think that's her.
I can't tell. Karen Duffy. Yeah, come on. There it is. Oh yes, it was. Good. Damn. Yeah, dude. Imagine you're a little ass kid. You go down the water slide you just bought. You have some funnel cake, and then this lady sucks your dick. That's an awesome day. That's one of the sickest days of all time. Yeah, and then you bust, and you're like, I'm going to go play GameCube. And you don't even, like, hug her or anything. You're like, thanks. And we do not condone that kind of stuff on Stavvy's World. It's only for a little kid to want to do it and not get to do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay? But that is also a thing on... in Animal House where like at the end there's like a girl in like a Playboy bunny suit like drops into like a 12-year-old boy's bedroom and he's like, thank you, Lord. And the kid's literally like praying and then a hot girl just pops in. But anyway, shout out to Karen Duffy. And listen, Blank Check. That I remember getting that from the library. We were a big library movie family.
Oh yeah,
that was this little trick. If you're poor, is you could have fucking movies basically for free, if I'm not mistaken.
And then you can order the movies to the library. Could you do that too?
I don't think we ever got that far into it, but there was like you just have sick movies. You had to return them pretty fast. I think there was like a 2-day rule, but my mom crushed the library movie game.
Yeah.
Were you guys ever library movie guys? Where did you guys grow up? Where are you from?
I grew up in the library.
Which section? Which part of the Dewey Decimal System? Oh, good section. Fiction right in there. Nice, dude.
I grew up outside Philadelphia, and Rajat grew up outside Dallas.
Oh, shit. Dallas. Yeah. Dallas sucks dick, dude. Dallas is
it's
a horrible town.
Yeah.
It's all like malls. It's like it's all highways and malls.
Yeah, and parking lots.
A lot of parking lots.
Book depositories.
Yeah.
There is a lot of book depositories.
Big book depository.
A lot of knolls.
Yes,
a lot of grassy knolls.
Yeah, that's our conspiracy theory. A lot of people are like second shooter, but we're like second grassy.
Second knoll.
There's a knoll. No one talks about the knoll.
Second knoll theory.
And you guys met in college, I guess?
Yeah.
NYU boys?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the fucking
Just
liberal,
add that out.
the fucking liberal elite over here, elders.
Well, we met in like feminist class.
You met in letting my wife cheat on me class.
Yeah.
and thanking her for it.
Yeah, we bonded over our love of taking the woman's last name.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Eldest, you're thinking about doing that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna take your girl's last name.
Yeah.
That would be cool. We're not gonna dox her. But
What's your girl's last name?
No, we
Freaking
can't.
Presley.
Yeah.
Give me that shit.
That would be sick.
If your girl was named Presley,
I
you
would
would
have
100. You would have to change your name to Eldest Presley.
Wait, is your name Eldest?
Yeah.
Yeah, with a D.
I've this whole time thought it was Elvis.
That's all right,
Happens
buddy.
all the time.
Don't sweat
okay.
it.
Yeah.
Don't sweat it too much. What were you doing over there in Dallas, bro? What was the?
I'm
what were
still
the
stuck
vibes
up
like?
on you calling him Elvis.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry.
Yeah,
You need a minute, dude?
you.
You need a second?
Yes.
So, hey, if you need a minute, no worries, dude.
Oh fuck!
Yeah. Get it all out.
Yeah, apologizing to other men. That was another class at NYU, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Profusely apologizing to stronger men than you.
Yes. That's also like mispronouncing someone
ethnic
an
names.
Albanian.
Yeah. Apologizing to a different ethnicity.
Ethnicity apologizing class.
Yes.
Yeah. That was Rajat's major.
Hell yeah, dude. What were the so in Dallas that must have been, I mean, you know, just a horrible, just so annoying to grow up there. And
Yeah.
Everyone's
Yes.
playing football. I'm guessing you weren't on the team.
I was.
Why would you guess that?
I was doing all the shit. It's all like white guys, you know, and
But there is a ton of like, there is a, who the fuck did we know who's in Dallas? Our video guy.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I'm blanking on his name.
Dawood.
Yeah. He's there's like a huge Muslim. I know that you're not Muslim, but I'm.
No.
Yeah, but
You think I'm not?
Hey, I didn't go to NYU. All right, it ain't gonna work on me.
He's not apologizing. What's going on?
I've never dealt with this before.
But there are certain cities that are weirdly like have one like pocket. Like pockets of shit, or like there's a big community of shit like that. Like, was that it? Did you grow up like what were the vibes?
There is like a very Indian pocket, but my parents didn't want.
They weren't in
to
there.
live
Oh, nice.
in Indian pocket.
Respect.
They're racist.
They're racist.
They're self-hating.
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
big
that's-
fans of the British.
Yes, that's why I hate Kamala Harris. So we like lived in the town right next to that.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
What did they do? What did your parents do? What kind of jobs and shit?
My mom, growing up, my mom didn't work.
Nice.
And then she became a teacher when
Cool.
I left. And my dad is a professor.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
yeah,
And
imagine.
what? So nerds. You grew up
Yep,
in
yep,
you're a second
accounting.
generation nerd.
Yep.
He was a professor of accounting.
Yeah.
That's like double being a nerd.
I know, he's wearing like 5 glasses.
Oh hell yeah. Do you have any siblings?
Yeah, older brother.
Oh
yeah,
nice. What's he up to?
My older brother passed away.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Fuck.
Yeah, great job.
Damn.
Yeah.
Did you
if you'd
kill-
taken the
did you
class,
kill him?
Yeah.
How about you? Any dead relatives that I shouldn't ask about?
My brother also.
No, shut the fuck up. Come on, dude. Don't throw me a lifeline here, you fucking prick.
Good news. I never had any.
Okay.
Because they died.
Yeah. I actually have 2 younger half siblings that are 15.
Okay.
From my dad's second marriage.
I was gonna guess dad. That's
Yeah.
always dad.
Yeah.
Gets the young. Get
Dads
the decade.
love to have another family.
Dads love to take a mulligan, and almost like, and you being the only reminder of their past life.
Right.
That's a
Right.
classic dad move.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah. Was he a piece of shit, or they just
No, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
Just,
Okay.
Yeah. But he just didn't like me very
Yeah. you have no self-esteem.
new ones.
You're like, no, my dad's cool.
I'm the fucked up one.
I was the problem. I was a really annoying 7-year-old. What were you up to over there in outside of Philly?
Just hanging out, just
rooting
shooting
for
the
the Eagles.
shit.
Yes.
That's a very like a lot of dumb trash outside of it, like in Philly.
Yeah.
You also
I wasn't like an Eagles.
Yeah,
I wasn't a.
Did you get bullied by those guys?
Actually, no. Well, I also I grew up in the suburbs
Gotcha,
where
gotcha,
everyone
gotcha,
is.
Everyone's-
No one is a bully.
Yeah. Because they are fucking. I mean, I grew up in Baltimore where it was like, Baltimore and Philly are like white. Our white trash is like cousins.
Yeah.
And it's just like those fucking idiot. Like I do
Yeah.
those videos of like the Baltimore voice where the guy's like, oh, you ain't fucking. It's cheering for the Ravens, and the Eagles are pretty close. It's like
the
it's
voice
pretty
is
close.
very similar.
Eagles,
Yeah.
it's like a little.
Yeah.
So I get those.
Carson Wentz or
Yeah,
something.
Corson. Yeah, but those guys would absolutely not a lot of like art and literature and
Yeah.
shit. Like, were you doing like drama shit? What were you doing as a kid?
I was a music
Oh,
kid.
hell
Played
yeah.
in bands.
Played
and
in bands.
stuff.
Probably had like a Led Zeppelin shirt. No?
I wish. I was,
That's the style of like nerd. I like trying to be cool.
Yeah.
I was, because I was like in Baltimore and it was like, no one was really. Like, I was like, yeah, I'm into classic rock. I'm different than you
Yeah.
guys.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
I'm different. I'm not listening to like 2 weeks ago I loved 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Not anymore, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck 50 Cent. I'll listen to Black Sabbath now.
Yeah.
And it was almost like I was almost kind of doing like, because it's also, Baltimore, my school was 85% black, and I was on the football team, and it kind of felt like I was almost like doing like white face, where I was like, I wanted them to think I was like a classic white guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I wanted to play the role of like, I played defensive tackle. I was just like, I didn't want them to know I was smart. I wanted to be like a cool jock who got pussy, which
Right.
I was none of those things, right? Like, I was okay at football, but yeah, I was just like, yeah, dude, this was the moment I knew the wheels. I was like, I'm not even this guy. Is when we were playing like our biggest game of the season, and I'm just like, yeah, dude, I freaking love Black Sabbath. They're all listening to the Jay-Z's Black album had just come out, and I was like, I kind of want to listen to this. I'd rather listen to the Black album. And they're like, what do you listen to, Stav? Black Sabbath, Metallica, and I was like, yeah, you know me, man. Black Sabbath just gets me pumped before the game, and I just had to listen to it and pretend I was getting pumped up, and I was like, damn, I really would rather be listening to the Black album right now.
That's so interesting.
Wow.
You're like trying to fit in by liking
being
a
different.
different. But you also don't like that either.
Yeah. Because I think it was me and one other guy. We were the only white kids on the team, and I don't know. There was some. I was just like a weird. I was like, I was just caught in a weird identity thing of like, because I also wanted to like classic rock and metal and shit. Because my cousin in Greece was like a metalhead, so there was like this weird thing where I'm like, this is who I. And look, I still like that stuff, but I
Yeah.
definitely. There's also like Friday Night Lights was out. I wanted to be like
Right.
Tim Riggins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
wanted to be like a cool, like a strong white boy that got, you know what I mean? That that everyone respected because he was like tough and listened to guitar
Right.
solos.
That's a type of different guy that other people like admire,
Exactly.
even though
Yeah,
they're
right.
not that,
That's
but
definitely
they're
an
like,
archetype.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I just wanted to be that archetype where it's like what I was like before that. It's not like anybody didn't like me on the team, but I was just
Right.
like, I want to be cooler and I want to be more respected.
Right. That's
Yeah.
cool.
You
I
know?
think the worst person you could have been in that situation is the white guy who likes
Yeah.
black music.
Well, that was the other thing. We had plenty of friends who overdid it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You could have
Who
been
were
like
"Come
Seth
on, dude."
Green in that one
Yeah,
movie
yeah,
or whatever. What? Can't hardly wait.
Yeah.
Is that it? Yeah.
No, we had a friend who like in college. It was the most after I had been like, who the fuck am I kidding? Like I'll just listen when I want to listen to Metallica, and I'll listen to Jay-Z's. We thought he was retiring at the time. We're like, this is the big. This is fucking whatever. But so in college, we had a friend who would. This is the most embarrassing shit of all time. when we were in elevators with black people, he would sing Wu-Tang Clan songs too loud. He would like rap to himself Wu-Tang Clan to
brutal.
try and get black people to notice him rapping. And we were like, "Are you doing that?" And he's like, "Oh, I didn't even like." We call him out, and he'd be like, "I didn't even realize I was doing." It's like you didn't realize you were doing. You were silent. You were silent before a black person came on the elevator, and then you just start like to yourself like intense too, like fucking you know, like
what
that
do you
kind of
imagine is gonna
Yeah,
happen? Like the
that's-
black person's
what's
gonna be
the
like,
goal
"That's really
there?"
cool, man."
Wait, you know Wu-Tang Clan? Holy shit! Like I gotta talk to you.
God,
Like,
that guy also, it turns out, had been stealing me and Eldis's mannerisms. He was like pretending to be
wow.
us to impress his new college friends.
Damn,
that's cool.
He didn't let us like hang out with his. He didn't let us meet his college friends for
And
like
that's
2
why.
years. And
Wow.
and then when we met him, I was like, why are they talking like us? Why are they saying the same shit? And you know, it's not like we weren't doing anything groundbreaking. We were making dick jokes and calling each other gay. Like we're like saying like I'm gonna suck your dick. You know, like just being overly vulgar and overly familiar and shit like that. But it was like I don't even remember anymore. Were there any specific phrases you remember?
I don't remember phrases. I
Fuck
think
your wife. Remember, we were big on fucking your wife.
We like that.
We kept threatening to fuck your.
Iconic.
Yeah. We would just threaten to fuck each other's wives. Where none of us had. I don't think we'd even had sex. We're 19. Like one of us had gotten jacked off. We're like, oh, dude, I'm gonna fuck your wife. And then I get there and it's like they're all threatening to fuck each other's wives. They're like, that's our thing.
Yeah.
Wait, so this was like freshman year of college?
We were still in high school.
Okay.
And so he was a
That's
year ahead
so
of
much
us.
sadder.
It's so
Holy
graduates.
shit.
Yeah.
And he's like trying to act like high schoolers.
Yeah.
Like I'm acting like these cool high schoolers.
Yeah.
Damn. I wonder what this guy was like in high school where he's like, I have to reinvent
He was a huge he was like exactly who we were talking. He's the elevator Wu-Tang guy. That was even worse in city schools. He's like he was wearing giant throwback jerseys and like just like it was so sad. And he was like I don't know, he wasn't good and athletic enough to be in, not that I'm a super athlete, but he was like couldn't even like walk. He had some kind of weird gait. He couldn't really walk.
Okay, he's disabled.
Straight. Yeah, he's just. Yeah, I'm talking about a mentally disabled guy in a wheel. Yeah, dude, he's in this fucking wheelchair, and he was like, he was a fucking loser, dude. He was colorblind.
He couldn't be on the football team.
He was eating through a tube, and it's like, all right, dude, we get it. Stop milking it, you fucking pussy.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he had to talk with a little Stephen Hawking. He had one of those little fucked up arms. You know, those kind of losers. Yeah, anyway.
What's he up to now?
I don't know what he's up to now.
I don't know exactly.
He had I won't we've already said a little too much. It's funny, I could give you an answer that is so pathetic, but that would completely
like
make
too
it clear
sad.
who we're talking about.
okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, but he's actually had two very funny jobs. We might even have to cut this. Well, actually, fuck him. We might. So look, a couple people will deduce who we're talking about here, but whatever. Fuck that guy. You guys know any disabled losers? Who are your least favorite disabled people?
I'm glad we're talking about this. Yeah.
We were just ranking them. Hey, I'm sitting next to one. I'll tell you what.
Stop! You're calling stuff disabled.
Oh, come on, dude. ED is not a disability.
It should be though.
Yeah,
I think we should have sympathy. For,
Like a
We should have the
wheelchair.
ribbon. We should have a soft dick ribbon.
Yes.
A ribbon,
A
man.
limp ribbon.
It's just,
Yeah.
it's just a flesh-colored ribbon that's like kind of like
it's unraveled.
It's unraveled and like really small. Fuck. Fellas, well, look, you clearly we didn't really get too much into your kind of backgrounds here, but that's all right. You'll come back. We'll get it. We'll get into it. You know, you guys are really what's the word, confessional type artists, you know?
Really
we go into it in our shit, where it's almost
if you watch like any of our videos, you probably get who we are.
You know all your trauma. You're very vulnerable, guys. We will next time we'll get into all of that, but we, you know, big part of Stavvy's world is the people need guidance, and you know, you guys can bring your like, you know, your hoity-toity New York City elite education to some of the mongoloids that call into my show.
We've been looking for an opportunity to sort of teach some of these.
Jeremy and Rajat, you little rascals. Remember that thing you wanted me to remind you about? The best way to sports bet? Well, good news, pals, because I have exactly what you need. That's right, DraftKings. The DraftKings Sportsbook. They're here. And I know you guys are big football guys. I know Jeremy and Rajat are huge football fans. They got that written all over them. And whether it's YouTube bozos or it's the beautiful fans listening at home here at Stavvy's World, football season's coming back. NFL football's back, okay? It's over. The long wait is over. It's been 7 months since we saw a real game. You know, there's been some preseason. The Ravens preseason streak was snapped. I'm a little bitter about that, but that doesn't matter because we're in the Super Bowl this year, baby. And you can make every NFL game that you watch even more exciting by throwing a little money, throwing a little action with our friends at DraftKings, okay? The DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL, and it's giving you a can't-miss offer for Week 1. $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5 on any NFL game. DraftKings is hooking everyone up with game day greatness. All customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every single game day this September. Check the app to see what you got. All right, I'm already telling you. I got Lamar for MVP. Okay, the Ravens are a little juiced. I have to admit, I don't like. Everyone's kind of hopping on our dick, and the bandwagon's getting a little much. It doesn't matter though; it's still a sure thing. I would prefer if our odds were a little worse at the Super Bowl, but that's okay. We're gonna rise to the occasion. I can feel it. I can sense it. I'm excited to keep betting on my boys. I like to double down. I like to bet on my team, so it really affects me one way or the other. And I also like to throw a little money on a game I don't even give a fuck about usually. I don't want to watch the Panthers, but I put a couple units on the Panthers and their little ass new QB. Now the game's exciting all of a sudden. So what I want you to do is download now. Go get their app. Download now and use code Stavvy to sign up. New customers can take $200 in bonus bets instantly just for betting $5. That's code Stavvy only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.100gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort. 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. See dkng.co/football for eligibility, terms, and responsible gaming resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. All that reading made me want to take a big fat dump. What about you, Elders?
Oh, yeah. I got to take a bad
Don't
shit
you
right
need
now.
to take a really fat crap? Well, in the old days, in the Stone Ages, I might have to go take a big fat dump, and then my ass is ravaged. My hole is absolutely plundered with toilet paper. Even the softest toilet paper can leave a real tough. You wipe it enough. You're taking the size of stuff that me and Eldis are. You need a lot of wipes there, okay? It can really, really chafe your shit up, baby. And that's why we are so happy to finally have a partnership with Tushy. This has been one of our white whales here. We're big bidet guys. Big bidet guys, okay? Eldis, you don't want to see what he's got going on back there. You don't want to see the thicket and tangle that his ass is. In a pre-bidet world, Eldis's ass was even more of a disaster than it is now. We are huge bidet guys. We cannot more strongly suggest this product to fat men specifically. That's us, you know. But just because it helps our it helps our community the most. That doesn't mean it can't help you get a squeaky clean hole. All right? Take the Labor Day out of pooping with 40% off all Hello Tushy bidets and bundles. The bathroom is the only place we get to escape real life. All right? Take a pause. Take a nice fat shit. And it's time to upgrade that meditation closet. Nothing better than you're sitting there fresh off a dump, okay? You got a couple seconds to yourself. You want those few seconds meditating with a squeaky clean hole. Hello Tushy bidets and bundles relieve all backdoor situations like IBS and constipation while getting your bum hole twice as clean as smeary toilet paper. This Labor Day weekend, ditch the crappy wet wipes that are fucking up your pipes, by the way. That's what you want? You want to fucking clog up pipes over your shit? No. You want a Tushy bidet to lick your shit clean. It's like a robot's eating your ass. Set yourself up for max pooping success. With over 100,000 5-star reviews, see why millions of real pooping humans already love the Hello Tushy bidet. Every Hello Tushy bidet attachment comes with a 30-day risk-free guarantee and a 12-month warranty. Whew, I love it. Hello Tushy, and just so you know, if you don't know what's going on here, the Hello Tushy bidet cleans your bum with a fresh stream of water that is twice as good than wiping and prevents poo particles from spreading to your hands and everything you touch. They used to call before you had a Hello Tushy, they used to call him Shit Hand Sula. Not anymore. It attaches to your existing toilet. It's not some crazy installation thing. It goes right on your shit, requires no electricity or additional plumbing, and comes with a 30-day risk-free guarantee and a 12-month warranty. You are going to love it. I love it. Eldest loves it. So what we want you to do now is go to hellotushy.com. Yes, keep scrolling down, Eldest, you fucking dunce. We don't just want you to have a clean hole. We want you to get a clean hole with a deal. Okay, so 40% off all bidets and bundles right now. It's usually 10% off, but for Labor Day, it's extra. All right, they came in, they said, we want the Stavvy's World listeners to get their clean holes on a discount. We're starting our partnership with our biggest sale of the year. 40% off right now, you pricks. hellotushy.com/Stavvy and use the promo code Stavvy. The sale ends September 11th. Never forget. That's hellotushy.com/Stavvy for 40% off. Go! So, Eldest, why don't you fire us up with the first question here, pal?
What's up, Stavvy, baby? Big fan of yours. A few years ago, my mom forced me to start going to therapy. What's up, Stavvy, baby? Big fan of yours. A few years ago, my mom forced me to start going to therapy. Now, I don't yuck people's yum. If you want to go to therapy, good for you. Anyways, I started going to therapy, and on my first day, my therapist ended up being a complete smoke show. So then I thought, maybe I'll just give therapy a shot. And then over the past few years, I've grown a physical and emotional attachment to this therapist. Now my parents say they don't want to pay for therapy anymore because I have my own insurance. Now I have to find a new therapist. But the issue is, do I tell my therapist or ex-therapist that I like her? Thank you for your time.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah, my parents forced me to come here because I kept setting fire to the garage, and I only stuck around because you were a piece of ass. But now that we're free of this professional relationship, finally we can fuck.
Yeah.
You really think your therapist wants to fuck you, dude?
It's like the one thing that was holding her back.
Yeah. You got just the chemistry and she kept the conversation going.
I can tell just from kind of the timbre of his voice.
Yeah.
She's not.
No,
she's
dude,
not
come on. That's not.
Sorry.
That's awesome though. That's all. Damn, you really got a lot out of therapy. This guy's just thinking about fucking this lady.
I wonder if he
3 years.
tried to talk about how to cope with having a big dick or
something. Yeah. He's like, it's so painful. My girlfriend keeps busting so much.
I'm too generous a lover.
It's really. I don't know how to deal with this orgasm gap in my relationship. She's crushing me 100 to 2. Yeah, dude. I mean. This is one of the easiest questions we've ever got in the world. No, you don't tell her. No, you don't tell her. You're gonna save her. Like an awkward conversation. The truth is, therapists. There's a nice percentage of therapists that are just hot women that like it's the people drawn to therapy also kind of maybe deal with some like shit, and you'll get like a girl who had like a bunch of problems that like I want to give back, and she's probably a piece of ass. That's a percentage of therapists, and you happen to get one of those, but they don't want to fuck you. You're their client. You're their patient. Like, okay, how about this? So let's say you went to a dentist that was sexy, and then you changed your insurance, and now you go to a different dentist. Would you try and fuck that dentist? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. There's no chance you would. But you think because you've talked to this woman that you've gone on like 100 dates, and you haven't. You've just been to the doctor that many times. She's a doctor. She's not going to fuck you. I'm sorry. And I know this stuff. Yeah. I've had a therapist who was hot. Like, I've had a therapist who, in Baltimore, there was one who, she was like, I allow myself to think these thoughts, obviously, but I wasn't dumb enough to be like, should I try and fuck her? She was engaged, so there was never even like as if that was the problem.
Right.
But I remember, and like, I was having the thought where I was like, damn, I was having that Eldest with Jennifer Aniston thought where it's like, if I caught her at the right time, I could have fucked her, you know? Mm-hmm. But it ended up having like this, she ended up being almost like a cool friend. Like, I think she didn't want to fuck me, obviously, but I did think she liked me as a person, and that put like an idea in my head where I was like, oh yeah, dude, in a different situation, I probably could fuck this lady, but I was wrong. I was fully wrong at the time. I was just stupid, and that's what happens when you talk to a hot girl enough. You assume you can fuck them. That's not how it goes ever. Have you guys ever had a sexy therapist?
I've really only had 2 therapists in my life. The first one, not attractive. My current one, I'll just abstain.
Oh,
in case she ever sees this.
Yeah.
My man's taking the 5th. We all know what that means. We all know
she's
what that means.
She's gay.
Okay.
So, but then I'm
again,
like, well,
the way mine was engaged. But we're on the Kinsey scale is shit. You know what I mean? Could she slip up? You know what I'm saying?
What is that? What's the Kinsey scale?
It's like it's 1 to 5, and it's like either 1 or 5 is straight as hell, and 1 or 5 is gay as hell. And it's like,
and it's based on the actress from The Office and
Kinsey. yeah. Oh yeah, she would. She'll fuck everyone, and then she rates them.
I mean,
yeah. Well, she fucks women and men. Then she's like, that guy's fully gay. That lady's straight, depending on how they do fucking her. So she kind of rates you. She goes around and fucks everyone and gives you a number. So if a guy's bad at fucking, she's like, fucking gay. You're one. I don't know who. Kinsey was some fucking doctor in the 50s who just literally was like, some people are gayer than like, it's not just because in the 50s they were like, oh, if you're gay, you're like, you're mentally ill and you should be in a sanatorium or whatever.
Right.
And there was no gray area. And this guy's like, being like, some people are only sort of mentally ill. You know what I mean? It's like some people
will send you to like the more humane sanatorium.
Yeah.
You'll get like
low security.
Shock.
Yeah, you can play tennis. You go outside.
The room is only half rubber.
So anyway, dude, you do not tell your therapist, and you just move on. This is not someone who wants to fuck you. It's a professional thing. And look, I'm not even going to tell you that there's not people you could possibly meet at like a place of business that maybe a professional relationship, you could ask someone out. But a therapist is not one of these things. It's not like a barista that you have chemistry with. Like, this is someone who is a doctor who is supposed to make you feel like you can trust her. And the fact that you think you want to fuck her is something you should tell your new therapist about.
Yes. That's what I was going to say. I think you should ask your new therapist if you can fuck your old therapist.
Oh, true. It's kind of like your wife.
Yeah.
It's like, well, now that now that you're my therapist, can I get pussy from the old one? Yeah, dude. No, sorry. We've talked about this one too long already. Get us another one, Elvis.
I also really don't like the phrase like
yuck your yum is atrocious.
It's pretty bad.
It's really bad. Stop saying that too, buddy.
In therapy.
That's another thing. Don't say that. and don't try and fuck your therapist. And honestly, maybe just go on some dates with some nice girls. It sounds like maybe you're not fucking enough, and that's why you think you can fuck your therapist. Like all the times where I thought I could fuck my like English professor my like sophomore year of college because no woman my age was paying any attention to me. So it's like when you're starving.
It's like going for a Hail Mary.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, maybe this is what, like, I just should have done this the whole time.
This woman looked at me and smiled warmly.
Go on a normal
She probably is in love with me. Yeah, try going on normal dates. Don't try and fuck any of your medical doctors. Although, I will say very quickly, I do remember one time I was getting my teeth cleaned, and I hadn't gone to the dentist in like 15 years. And it was somewhere here in Queens. And my dentist was just hot. She was just like young. She was like and not just hot, but like it was like eyelash extensions, lip filler. Like I was like, oh goddamn, this would be awesome. The big ass titties. Like I was like, honestly, truly great. Just so hot and like didn't feel like a dentist to me. Right? Just felt like a hot girl I would see at a bar that I would try and fuck. And I was getting my teeth cleaned, and I have very sensitive like and gums and shit. And she was doing like a deep cleaning, and she didn't put enough like Novocaine or whatever the fuck they inject into your shit, and it hurt so bad. But I was like, nah, don't ask for more. And then, which if you break it down, what I was thinking was, if I ask for more Novocaine, she'll think I'm a pussy and won't want to fuck me. Like, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, right. So I know what you're going through. Yeah. I'm stupid too. Right. But I had excruciating pain for an hour because I didn't want...
You're trying to be brave.
I didn't want her to think I was a fucking bitch. And then one time I was like, and then she was like, I saw her be like kind of think I was a fucking, like react like, and she was probably just surprised, like I thought I did enough, right? And she was like, but she wasn't very warm. She did think, she registered it as I am being a bitch. I saw her do it, right? So after that I was like, can't even make a noise. I was just like getting low grade tortured for an hour, thinking like, well this girl with lip filler.
That makes me think that she would have fucked you if you didn't make the noise.
Oh, fuck, dude.
You messed up.
She's on a podcast right now. She's like, I had this patient I was trying to smash. And like, at the last second, he let out the most pathetic little groan.
I like didn't give him that much Novocaine, and he's like super tough. It's crazy.
He was very tough, very impressive.
Very tough until that little moan.
Up to a point.
Fuck, dude. Damn, that sucks. I'm going to go back to that dentist's office 4 years later. All right, Elvis, hit us.
Hey, Stavvy. Love the show. Love what you do. Thanks, I got a question. Over the past couple of years, I have been more and more suspecting I might be autistic.
Hell yeah.
Now, the reason I say this, because I remember when I was a kid, I'd do the excited hand flapping thing and all that. And I know my two brothers, they're older brothers, I think they have Asperger's or something. They're kind of screwy. But what I want to know is at 23 years old, I'm a full-grown adult. I got a wife, 2 kids, decent job. Is it worth going in and finding out? Now, my mother's told me specifically she'd not have me tested because she wanted to pretend she had at least one normal child. Now, I can play along with that. What? And pretend I'm fine. I don't think it's affecting me personally or anything. What's your advice? Thank you.
Okay. Here's my... the fact that you don't pick up on how emotionally fucked up that is means you're autistic. The fact
that you just took that thing from your mom at face value.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. No problem, Mom. Yeah. I'm going to go alphabetize my Lego sets. So, yeah, is it worth finding out? That's the thing. It's like, yeah, this guy is who he is, right? Like, whatever.
Doesn't matter.
Actually, just now, who was it? Tony Snell, an NBA player. Sorry, guys. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Oh, yeah,
Rajat's
you know?
basketball
guy. All right, thank God. There we go. Okay. Yeah, Snell just got... His son was born, and they tested his son for autism, and he had it. And then they tested Tony Snell for autism, and he had it.
Oh, my God.
And he was like,
You think he got it from the son?
Dude, his son was a carrier. His son bit him on the neck.
What did you do?
And they're like, Tony, no! Tony, no!
We really should still be masking because it is airborne.
His wife's crying. Yeah, dude. I mean, look, your mom. Maybe your mom is either a dumb bitch or also autistic. I don't know. Like, who says that kind of shit? Where it's like, I wanted at least one normal kid.
So I'm not testing.
Yeah, I'm not. That's the other thing. That's like, it doesn't make him not.
Yeah.
Right.
Just because you don't know.
Yeah. Schrodinger's autism.
Yeah. You're both. Yeah. Right now, you're both autistic and not autistic at the same time, pal. But look, it's up to you, really. First, I would say. It doesn't matter what your mom wants. Let's start there. That's kind of a wild thing for her to do. I guess you're the youngest one, and the first two had Asperger's, and she was like, all right, well, he's all right. He's not. It's not totally obvious, so I just don't want to know. It's up to you. You want to know if you're autistic? Take the test. I say just take it because it's information, and it's whatever. But it's really, if you feel like you want to know, great. But you got a kid, you got a job. You got a wife, all that stuff. You don't. I'm gonna say my guess is autistic just because he sounds like a guy who's settling the old west. Like he talks so proper and nice. What I mean?
Yeah.
It does sound like he is. This voicemail may have come like 50 years ago.
I reckon.
Like, when he's talking about his brothers having Asperger's too, he's like, they were kind of screwy.
Rather screwy, fellas.
A little touched.
Yeah.
That's right.
So yeah, dude, I'm gonna guess you got a little sprinkling of something, but it is ultimately who gives a fuck because everyone just is. We all have a bunch of shit wrong with us, and it affects the way you behave. And it's just like that's what makes everybody a little bit different. So who cares? You're clearly functioning and all this kind of shit. And the occasional hand flap every once in a while. Who cares? But yeah, you're good. I don't. I'd like to know. I'd like to test myself for a bunch. Like my therapist said, I probably have some kind of learning disability, and I just don't know. I definitely don't have autism or because I didn't zero in on that and try and figure it out. Like. Doing the research, I was like, how to get test if you have a disability, and I just got bored and never found out. So that's probably part of the disability. But I'd like to know. But if anybody here knows how to test for that, let us know. But it ultimately doesn't fucking matter.
No.
You know what I mean? I don't know. Eldest, you have anything wrong with you, man?
I've in the past been like, I wonder if I'm like at least a little autistic too.
You're
little
not.
things.
No, you're not.
It is very like in right now.
It is.
It's so in that it's bordering on hack.
Yeah.
Like I actually, in fact, it's almost. I think I'm ready to put the hack stamp on it.
Yeah.
It's because it's gotten to the point. I'm in. I like to go and I like to do comedy everywhere, and I was doing a lot of clubs when I was in LA. And it's gotten to tight shirt, trucker hat guys are talking about being autistic and bitches that were on like Chelsea lately.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're talking about being autistic now.
It started as a thing where like on like the irony pilled like Twitter, like people would be like, "Oh, I'm autistic" or whatever. And then now it's just like everyone is being like. Yeah, I'm a little autistic.
Totally, it's this strange.
You know what? Fuck these guys.
Yeah.
Let's fucking take them out.
So you're a fucking hack, dude. What we're getting at is you're a fucking hack.
That shit.
Like in a special ed class, telling them everyone is like claiming to be autistic.
Yeah, dude, get new shit.
Yeah,
just
done with
deeply
this
autistic.
trauma porn bullshit.
Yeah.
You guys fucking suck.
I know it's also funny because what we think of as autistic is like just a guy who is just doesn't make eye. We think of young Sheldon basically, like just some nerd. We think of a nerd who's kind of abrasive, but then there's a spectrum of autism where it's like these motherfuckers are very disabled.
Yeah,
it's like no one is pretending to be that. So it's just this. It's weird how it has gone into the culture. Where it's taking the same trajectory as woke in a weird way.
Yeah.
And it will never get to the height. Like, Republicans fucking picked up woke and took it to the next level.
Yeah.
But it was this thing that was just Twitter, and then it got to like, and then it got to hacks.
Spiraled out of control.
And now it's got like a political, use, I guess. But autism, I don't see that happening. I don't see Ron DeSantis
That would be awesome.
being like, we gotta stop the autism. Everyone's being, they're turning our kids autistic.
Hollywood's too autistic.
Hollywood's too autistic these days.
Barbie's an autistic movie.
Autistic Little Mermaid.
I bet you there is like, there's probably an autistic. That's the other thing. All we think about is nerds. There's probably like a hot autistic lady who like loves to dress, like is very particular about her dresses and shit like that.
Yeah.
Let's get some hot autistic people out here. I'm tired of these fucking nerds. Where are the autistic? Where are the bitches autistic for sucking dick? You know what I'm saying? Who's autistic for that? Give her my email address.
Maybe a girl that fixates on like her body and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like that one movie, that Jamie Foxx movie with the violin, but his skill is sucking dick.
Oh, yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. is looking
Some
for
homeless
head.
guy just air sucking dick. And it's like, oh my God, his technique is unbelievable. He's sucking dick on a street corner. People are throwing dollar. They're like, oh my God, I've never seen anyone throat so effortlessly. And then Robert Downey Jr. hires him to suck dick. And I guess I've never seen the movie, but I guess he puts him in the.
But he does a concert of sucking dick.
Yeah. They rent out Carnegie Hall, and he's in a fucking tuxedo with tails, and but knee pads on, and he starts sucking dick. That'd be great. We got a really good idea there.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Good luck, and maybe you're autistic, maybe you're not, but you got your life figured out. So truly, who gives a fuck? And your mom, sums off with your mom, though. Just as a non-autistic person, I'm going to tell you, that's a fucked up way for her to be relating to her children. Hit us with another one, Eld.
Hey, Stav. I'm a huge fan of all your stuff, man. I love all the success with the podcast and everything that's going on. Congrats. Basically, the question I have is just some, like, relationship advice. So I've been going out with this guy for like a few months, and the relationship's pretty good. Like, he's funny. We click on a lot of different levels. Like, we spend a good amount of quality time together.
Nice.
But like, okay, so he doesn't care about sports at all, and like that's fine. Like, everyone obviously can have their own interests. But that's totally cool. But we live in Sacramento, and I am a massive Sacramento Kings fan. And obviously, the Sacramento Kings are doing good for the first time in fucking years,
yeah,
like
it's crazy.
decades. It's insane. Like I was like, this is the time to be a fucking Kings fan, being in Sacramento. Like, every fucking time they win, it's insane. People are pouring into the streets. I live in downtown. It's a fucking party every single time they win. Like, every win is like they won the playoffs. But my boyfriend just doesn't give a shit at all. It's like I get if you're not into sports, but I feel like we're missing out on so much fun going on right now because of he just doesn't care to be at a sports bar or celebrating with Kings fans and everything. And it's like, man, I fucking love the Kings. I want to talk about how great Keegan Murray's doing. I want to talk about how we're definitely going to win the NBA championship this year. I'm a massive Kings fan. And I don't know. It's just, I feel like he just I get not liking basketball, but I just feel like that also inhibits us from doing all this awesome shit in Sacramento because he just doesn't want to be involved with it, at all, really. But yeah, big stuff. I appreciate it.
No worries, buddy. I guess, Elders, this is an old question. I guess you haven't really been keeping up because
they broke up.
Oh no, this is from this week.
Yeah, it's not old.
Oh, I thought it was from this season. The Kings were in the playoffs. All right.
Don't go assuming shit.
Chill out, relax, motherfucker. It felt old too, the way he was talking about it. But yeah, this is that can be very annoying when it's but I will say, how about this, pal? This is when now you're seeing what it's like to be a straight guy. Now someone's mad that their gay privilege is gone. Yeah, it used to be you and your boyfriend all like the same shit. Everyone's having a good time when we're having, drag race parties. But this is what it's like. Your partner doesn't give a fuck about the thing that you care about the most in the world. That's just what it's like, man. So he's probably never going to turn it fully around and really give a fuck. But, he's just going to have to, every once in a while, try taking him to a game. Because, that's the other thing. Live games are really fun.
Yeah.
It is it's a It's kind of a party atmosphere. You know, get him fucked up. You know, maybe get him some Kings. Get him some purple poppers, you know, like kind of meet him halfway. Yeah. You know what I mean? Let him do shit he likes at the stadium, and so just make it more of a party atmosphere. You're right in terms of I can't imagine how sick it was. Like the Kings, they sucked dick for 20 years. This was the first time they've been in the playoffs, and they were good. They almost beat the they took the Warriors they really pushed them in that series. It's an exciting time to be a Kings fan. So. My advice is just kind of back into the actual basketball with if in the playoffs or there's just a big game or a fun party, take him out, go drinking and feel that energy of how everyone's pumped about the Kings. Go to a game, do some shit like that. But also ultimately, he's probably just not going to ever give that much of a fuck.
Right. The closest you can get is just get him fucked up at a game.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I will also ask, did you pick the gay guy because we're NYU grads?
You sort of assumed these guys are
yeah. Well, you guys are dating, right?
Rajat submitted this about me. I didn't find myself.
This is you guys.
Anyway, thank you for your advice.
I do feel like this guy's boyfriend when I watch basketball with Stav.
Yeah.
Just rattling off some stats and shit.
That's a good point. I actually really enjoy. Now you have to want your friend has to at least be semi open to it.
Yeah.
But you get to also do the fun thing of mansplaining. It's so fun to tell a girl about everything. You feel so smart about basketball.
And then they pretend they give a shit.
Yeah. It's a fun thing. That's the other thing. It's a fun thing. It's pretending. Relationships, you're never going to be into the same shit.
Yeah.
Now, it's a real red flag if he's just fuck you, don't ever speak to me about basketball. But also, you might be coming on a little too strong. So pick your spots. It's probably every month or so, every 2 weeks, try and get him to... watch a game with you or something like that. Don't overdo it. The playoffs can be a little much because it's so.
Save up for if they make a big
the big
run
moments
or something.
Yeah. But it's just never gonna. Sometimes it's just never gonna happen. But I love it. I love watching. I've watched basketball with girls I've dated and been this guy does and I just pretend I'm just repeating stuff I heard on podcasts, but I feel so smart.
Yeah.
So just don't overdo it. Try and kind of back into it with the actual sports stuff. Go to a game, especially because if you go to a game and the vibes are so awesome, it's hard not to get caught up in it. I've had friends who moved to Portland, was a complete non-sports guy at all. And it's a similar town where all they have is the Blazers, so everybody loves them. And he went to a couple games. They had Dame at the time. At the time, Dame was playing so cool and he just became a kind of a basketball fan. So you might just want to try that way. Take him to a game. Maybe don't go out to a sports bar, but if it's a big win and the vibes are all, and you live downtown already, you just go out and have a good time, get fucked up. That's how you're gonna want to do it. But. Also, he's just probably never going to care that much. And there's probably shit he loves that you don't give a fuck about either. So you could, the other thing is you could kind of do the trade-off of I'll do whatever fucking bullshit you like, and then you kind of owe me one. There is a little bit of that in a long-term relationship where it's you just kind of do stuff for your partner. But, yeah, good luck, man. And thank you for calling in. The answer is no, we actually, a gay guy who likes sports counts as a straight guy. So we didn't do that for you guys in NYU. Cool. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We have some other questions later on. We're going to end with even gayer questions than this.
Hey, Stav, Eldis, and whoever the special guest is, thanks for taking this call.
No problem.
Here's the situation. I need your expertise and guidance for a friend of mine who is in dire need. The background is my buddy is the nicest dude ever. Has just moved to the middle of buttfuck nowhere, South Carolina, thousands of miles away from his friends, his family for this girl. Her family is from this town, and she has a ton of family there, and it's, I think, objectively a garbage place to live. He knows nobody there. It sucks. He has to drive 2 hours to get to the closest airport, and he's literally getting paid less than 1 percentile for this job, which has an incredibly high ceiling. Most importantly, what I hate about the situation is she's not fun. She's always negative. She doesn't drink. She doesn't do any drugs. And I'm pretty sure they don't even fuck. and she's super controlling. That's probably the worst part. I don't know. It's like a religious thing, but all of our friends, you know, we don't really like her, but we respect his moves. It's like, how do you tell someone not to follow love, you know? But here's the crux of our dilemma. So we just found out recently they broke up for the last 6 months.
Oh, wow.
He's such a nice guy. He's been manipulating to pay her rent for the house.
Oh,
she,
no.
quote unquote, needs to get back on her feet. She has a job, all her family in town. This is crazy to me. So when I asked him when the lease was ending, he was like, you know what? It's just, you know what? Yeah, it's gonna be fine. It ends in a month, but she wants me to look for a new place, and she wants to keep not paying rent, and she kind of wants a bigger room. And I'm like, what? This is crazy. How are you gonna live with your ex-girlfriend? He has no prospects of continuing this relationship. He's just so nice that he's been manipulated in this situation. Damn. Here's where I need your help. Okay. My gut instinct is to tell this guy, hey man, get the fuck out of there. This is a terrible situation. Move back closer to your friends and family. Move anywhere. You are in nowhere. Get a better job. You can get a job anywhere and get way more money and just be happier. And my group of friends think that that may be too harsh and he has to figure out this lesson for himself, and he may be too nice and it may break his little heart. And I think this is crazy. So my question for you three is, am I crazy for telling my boy bluntly that he's getting taken advantage of? I mean, all of our friends, it sounds like I'm the minority to say we got to approach this very bluntly and tell him, and I'm not doing that because everyone's like, this is crazy. Secondly, what should I do in this situation? How could I be a better friend? And what should he do? Anyways, you guys are the best. Appreciate your insights. Thanks so much. Bye.
Wow, it's crazy that I'm somehow on this guy's side. You know what I mean? Like, this started and I was like, shut the fuck up.
He was so crazy.
Shut the fuck up, dude. Your friend moved. He got a girlfriend. Who cares, right? That's most of it. And all the detail about what a dumb bitch she was, I'm like, Jesus Christ, you're dumb as shit. And then he's like, oh, and by the way, this girl who I said was horrible, she's been forcing my friend to pay her rent even though they're not dating anymore. Yeah, I mean, your friend is in a horrible situation.
Sounds like a bad dynamic.
And I cannot believe, because of your vibes, that I am fully agreeing with you. But I sort of am. Like, I think, and I kind of, like, if this was, for example, I always, whenever it's a friend, I'm always like, if this was happening to Eldest, what would I do? I think I would literally drive to wherever you were and just fucking kidnap you, dude. Like, I'm not even kidding. I would literally, if this was happening where you're like paying someone's rent and you've lost, you know, and it's probably like, look, it's the middle of nowhere, South Carolina. Rent's probably $400 a month, right? It's 2 hours away from an airport in South Carolina.
Right.
It's probably pretty affordable. But at the same time, this is so insane.
Yeah.
To be paying somebody's rent after they broke up with you is kind of, I mean, I actually am having a hard time even wrapping my head around how fucking weird that is.
That is weird.
Now, unless it's the kind of thing where it's like they still kind of fuck sometimes, you know? Like, that's the other thing. Is this a full getting taken advantage of situation?
Right.
Or is there like a weird... I had a friend who did live, but he didn't pay her rent. He just kept living with her so his rent could be cheaper.
Yeah.
And they occasionally would just kind of hook up because that's what happens when, like, you know, two people that have fucked before and are like both single. It's like every once in a while they're like, all right, we'll cohabitate. And it's like, yeah, you would kind of get that as a bonus for living there, even though it's keeping you in some weird emotional limbo. Yeah, this is
not even living together, I think.
Yeah.
That's the next part.
Yeah.
Like,
weird.
It's one thing to be like, all right, whatever, I had this budgeted. It's still weird, but now when he's talking about moving out and she wants a bigger room, what the fuck is going on here? I don't even get, is it possible that this is true? Like, it's like, are you lying about how fucked your friend is? I can't like, this is insane, dude. Yeah, so and is your whole group of friends gaslighting you?
Yeah, what's going on
like,
with the
They're
group
fucking
of
with
friends?
you.
Yeah,
Literally fucking with you, bro.
I don't. This kind of has me a little flabbergasted.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, in terms of what to do in this situation, like, it also sounds like he's talking to a lot of, like, people are saying or people are finding this out. No one's directly talking to him. Like, it doesn't sound like he's talking to his friend at all, really.
It said that they found out that in the last 6 months they broke up. It's like, why?
How do you not know that?
Yeah, right.
I think he should
just call him.
You should definitely be talking to your friend more.
Yeah.
The fact that you didn't know they broke up for 6 months means either you're not being a good friend or he's hiding it from you. Or here's the other thing that might be possible. He doesn't consider you that good a friend. Right?
Yeah,
like,
you're,
he's just like, shut the
I
fuck
like
up, dude.
This is like the 7th closest friend.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm really worried about you, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, I'm good, man.
Oh, my wound
I don't
up
care.
Friend. My friend who's wound up all the time. Screaming at me.
I mean, I'm gonna assume you're his good friend, but but it would be so funny if you're just kind of, we worked together for like 6 months and you're this invested. But yeah, you got to talk to your friend more. I mean, and I mean, the problem is you don't control your friends. They want to do something that makes no fucking sense and is stupid as fuck. You can't really stop them. Mm-hmm. If this is my best friend, I probably would legitimately. But see, that's also my problem where it's like, I'm pretty, with my friends when I think they're making a mistake, I will say that in a way that's almost useless because it's so blunt.
Right.
That it's like, oh, well, there's no chance they're going to listen to me. But if this was going on, I literally would try and like fucking kidnap Eldis. Or I would literally just be like, you're not paying for this fucking bitch's house. Like, you're out of your fucking mind, dude.
It's hard to navigate when someone who you're very close with is doing something is like
it's just
self-destructive,
right.
and you're like, don't do that, but you're not sure like if you should tell them what to do. This is a case where I'm like, you should step in.
This is really close to being like an emergency, where it's like he's already paid her rent and they're about to move out. Like, you can't. And how about this? Go visit him. Go get it. Like, actually show up. Like, be like, what's going on? Like, make him feel. Because people can be in these weird insular circumstances, or if it's just him and her, that's the dynamic. She's kind of. If we're taking what he's saying at face value, and this isn't where he's not completely it's like some kind of weird fucked up situation. He's sex trafficking this girl. He's like, his friend has been like, you don't leave the house. We are not together anymore. I pay for everything, and you don't fucking leave. Like, as long as what he's saying is true, and this ex that he hates is some kind of like, Rasputin that's got his friend in a fucking trance paying her rent. Go and make him see people that he doesn't know, like people from his regular life. When you go into a fucked up dynamic, it can kind of help to break the spell where it's like, you live like this. Like, it's fun. Like, I would visit my brother in college, and I'd just be like, this is what your life is like? Like, it's like, dude, you should. Or people would visit us when there was like 5 of us here, and they'd be like, Jesus Christ. What the fuck is going on? How do you people live like this?
Right.
And that's a good thing sometimes to kind of shake you from your...
Right, because weird shit becomes normal to you when you're all isolated.
Yes, when that's all you do.
Yeah.
So,
you might think sex trafficking is normal.
Like, remember, like, when we were growing up, sex trafficking was not what we were up to. Oh, right.
Or his friend is getting trafficked by her. That would be awesome. She's his pimp. That would be a girl boss win.
It's about time.
If she lured him to a remote part of America away from his family and friends and let, whoever was around use his boy pussy for, $25 a pop. Yeah. I wouldn't be happy, but that would be a girl boss win.
And that's what me and Rajat learned at NYU.
Yeah. Girl boss wins. Yeah, you had to write a seminar on that. So yeah, dude, talk to him. Be a little more engaged in his life, and if you have the time to actually visit, that might look. There's parts of South Carolina that are pretty nice to be around if you can get past all the slavery. That is the crazy thing about Charleston. It's a beautiful city, and then you just like think for 1 second. You're like in this awesome old building. It's on the water. You're like, wow, this is awesome. And then you're like, wait, what do you think this old building was used for?
Yeah,
and it's like, and you just automatically.
How do you think they built this?
Yeah.
It's probably construction workers.
It's a real bummer when you start doing the math about some of the most beautiful buildings you were in. But yeah, dude, go go to Charleston. They got beaches. Make a little trip, and then pop over to your friend and just kind of feel it out. If you're feeling that extreme about it, but just talk to him about it, and unless I'm missing something, your other friends seem to be slightly gaslighting you or don't care enough or... We're missing something.
Yeah, if you're not,
I'd like to know more about the situation.
Yeah.
There is definitely something we're missing from here.
I think if you're not a close friend, don't go visit, because then that's just another thing this guy has to deal with.
That's true. That's true.
I got to deal with my ex, and now this weird guy from college is in town. Got to show him around, I guess.
Fuck. Have you guys ever been? Have you ever been like under the trance of anyone? Have you ever had like a weird, fucked up relationship where you're like, damn, how did I let this get this far? Does that ever happen to you guys?
No.
Nah, you do?
I'm
a couple of alphas.
100% of the
time. My lady knows not to step to me.
That's sort of Rajat's catchphrase. He says that a lot.
Damn. You've dated some insane women, Eldest.
Yeah, I can sympathize with a friend here a little, because like, especially like where he said in the last 6 months thing, where they're kind of like hearing this updates through the grapevine. It's like, you could see like just being stuck out there, and like, it's really bad enough to be super clandestine.
You're embarrassed.
Yeah,
he's probably embarrassed.
You're embarrassed, but also you're like so in it. You're just rationalizing it to yourself. You're letting her spin up a nice little narrative. Maybe she's playing some. Oh, maybe we could get back together again in the future type shit, shit like that. Right. So, have your buddy call the show.
Yeah. Have him call in on a live call-in show too. We're starting to do those, and sign up for the Patreon because those are Patreon only.
I think that could help a lot.
Well, the live call-ins are Patreon only, and we want to help the guy, but we can't do it if he's not calling in.
Listen, if he's paying for this lady's rent,
he's got $5. If he's got $1,500 to spare for this bitch, he's got $5 for Eldest and Stav. So good luck, pal. And also like maybe take some anger management classes. You're a little wound tight.
Yeah.
You're kind of pretty.
Take a deep breath.
Yeah. A little meditate a little bit. All right, I'll hit us with another one. Big LD.
All right, I have to go. I have to piss.
Take a little piss.
Right, I'll be right back.
Take a little fucking piss.
Should we just cut this?
No, I mean we're pretty close, right? How long
we don't
have we
need
been?
This guy.
We don't fucking need this guy.
It's 126.
Okay, cool. No, let's just fucking play it. Fuck Rajat. You know what I'm saying, dude?
What's up, Stav?
I know you've been waiting, dude.
Just calling.
Jeremy, stop.
It's time, dude. All right. Go ahead, man.
What's up, Stav? What's up, Eldest? Just calling in, got a question about some Greek and Albanian stuff.
Oh, perfect.
Stav, I'm a Greek kid from Brooklyn, much like you, Greek parents.
Oh, man.
I'm in Greece right now with my girl, and I've been here a bunch of times. But this is the first time that I'm like having a real difficult time with the language. I'm in my own head about it. I speak the language, but I'm over here and I'm having the biggest problem just understanding people for the first time.
Understanding.
Like I drove my car onto the ferry, no problem. Got my tickets, no problem. But then the guy told me to make sure that my car alarm was off. And I realized I don't know what the fuck the Greek word for car alarm is. So super weird. I'm in my head a little bit too much. Want to ask you if you have any advice on how to get over it. I'll definitely be back in Brooklyn by the time you answer this, if you do. But I'd appreciate it anyway, because I'm going to come back again, of course. And Eldest, I just wanted to shout you out, man. I'm over here. Never one to actively hate the Albanians. I'm one of the minority of Greek people to hold that opinion. But, met someone who owns the Airbnb I'm at with her partner. And she mentioned she was Albanian, and I was like, dude, that's fucking awesome. And I just want to shout you out, Elvis, because I think you're doing more for the Albanian people
Pause this.
Than anyone else.
This call is a guy being like, hey, Stav, I don't know Greek as well as I want to. Any advice? But anyway, here's fucking 10 minutes on how cool Albanians are. The fuck am I going to tell this guy? Do Duolingo? And then he's sucking off Albanians? He's like, isn't it cool an Albanian can own property in Greece? It's not that. They're not fucking second-class citizens. We're doing some fun, ironic racism. We know Albanians are not actually incapable of owning property and tending to an Airbnb. Go ahead, finish. Let's see what else he has to say.
In the world. And within next year, you're probably going to be a
Albanian diplomat or something. Maybe become Mr. Lipa.
No, he's spoken for.
So anyway, love you guys. Love the podcast.
The fuck
Thanks
was
for
this
everything.
question?
And
fuck you, Elvis.
Love you guys.
Say what you will about the Greek people, they're not all bad apples. So shout out to this guy. He sounds like a great guy. He's got his head in the right place.
Shut the fuck up. Mute your own mic. Okay, I don't know what you wanted me to tell you, buddy. Spend more time in Greece, study.
What's his question? His question is, what's the word for car alarm?
Yeah. Fuck. Not anemistira, that's fan. Fuck, what is a car alarm in Greek? How about that? Look that up. Car alarm in Greek. That'll be us helping him.
Now, if you subscribe to the $5 Patreon.
Yeah, we speak. It's all in Greek. It's full Greek.
Yeah.
The Patreon's all in Greek.
Yeah.
Come on, be faster with this motherfucker. Two A's. Συναγερμός. Συναγερμός αυτοκινήτου. Okay, there you go, buddy. It's Συναγερμός αυτοκινήτου. Happy? You would have gotten a real answer if you didn't praise Albanians for that long. You can give them one quick compliment, but you're not. I don't want you to double down and be that pleased that you're a Airbnb. Why are you happy your Airbnb owner is Albanian? That's weird. You shouldn't care what ethnicity your Airbnb owner is.
Who the Airbnb owner is at all. It's not. There's no ethnicity that would make me excited.
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm trying to think. It would probably be something rare.
Yeah,
like if one of those guys.
Vatican City.
Yeah. The guy with the Vatican City. Yeah. It's at least a big cardinal. Yeah. Some guy decked out all in red. Or if it was like one of those like a guy from the Amazon, like a little ass, like jungle dudes. It's like if that guy was like, you know what, fuck the jungle, I'm gonna put on a little suit, I'm gonna own property. He starts watching like fucking videos about passive income. That would be fucking awesome.
That would be
if just like some 3.5 foot guy with like a bowl cut came out and had
so a couple rules about the place.
That actually would make me kind of excited.
Yeah.
But those are the two.
That would be.
It's Vatican City and it's, Amazonian pigmy guy.
I did have an experience with an older Greek guy once that me and Stav both knew that. When I met him, we were just making some small talk and he was like, I told him I'm Albanian. He's like, hey, I came to this country back in like 1970, whatever, like before any of that stuff over there. So I've never had any problems with Albanians. I think they're great people. I've never had any issues with them.
He said it like, he was like, look, it was like a guy in the South in the 50s being like, I have no problem with black people.
Cool.
That's how he said it. And it's like, it was hilarious. It was so weird that
as long as you work hard, you're an American.
It was fucking awesome. Elders, let's do one more for the fella before we let these fellas go. Something good, something nice. Anything you want to plug, boys, while Elders shuffles and struggles to do his job?
Rajat?
I'm ready.
Don't interrupt.
We were plugging something.
I know, plug.
I don't know. Twitter.
Yeah.
Check out Twitter.com.
Check out Twitter.
It's a cool website.
It's really cool.
Yeah, I feel like it's on the upswing these days.
Yes.
It's getting really good.
Twitter's coming back in a big way. My phone just logged me out of it, and I just have not logged back in. It's been kind of sick, dude.
Not worth it.
I haven't checked Twitter in like a week.
Honestly, it's fine.
Yeah, go watch all the stuff the fellas do. And fuck them. Who cares? They don't want to plug. They don't get the plug.
That's how Stavvy goes.
Look, we give you a shot, but you fuck it up. It's over.
Yeah. Check out the Patreon.
Thank you. Check out this. There you go. They're back. Check out the Stavvy's World Patreon. All right, Elders, play us off with a nice question here.
Hey, Stav. I'm going to keep details about myself kind of limited because it'll make sense later. But basically, during COVID, I kind of went off the rails a little bit and, started buying like a crap ton of like guns and ammo and stuff like that. I'm cool now, but basically I met this girl recently and things are getting kind of serious, but I still have like, a bunch of guns like laying around my apartment and stuff. And they're all secured and things like that. But I I also kind of like carry a lot too. I'm licensed and everything, so it's good. You know, I do training with a bunch of people, but I just don't want to scare the shit out of her with all this stuff, you know. I still kind of believe in like a lot of that sort of prepping attitude, so it's not like, you know, I want to get rid of that, you know, that stuff. But yeah, it's kind of a thing that I understand why it would scare the shit out of a lot of people.
Okay,
so,
that's
you know, I kind of keep it on the down low, except when I'm calling into a, you know, a national podcast, which is probably going to not bite me in the ass anyway. But yeah, just wondering what your advice is as far as like how I should handle the situation, or maybe like how I should tell her. So
this is
any
so
advice
awesome.
would be appreciated on that.
Hey, Stav, I lost my
thanks.
mind during the
Podcast.
pandemic and bought 100 guns, and I'm afraid it might fuck up my relationship. How do I tell her? Not, by the way, I still have the guns. He's like, I'm good now. He was like, I lost my mind in the pandemic, and I bought enough guns to have for a little militia. I'm good now. Still have the guns.
I didn't change anything.
Yeah,
I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm not going to do a shooting anymore.
Don't you think, buddy, that the fact that you met a nice woman and one of your and look, let's leave my position on guns out of it. You picked up a hobby during the pandemic, and you're afraid it's going to scare the hoes, right? If you think your hobby is going to scare a nice woman, maybe you shouldn't do that hobby. That's all I'm saying. Or dial it back, right? Guns, whatever it is. Guns, you're like, you know, I don't know if you became a Twitch streamer during the pandemic, like whatever it is. If you're this worried about it. Now, look, I'm not a gun guy. I think probably somebody like you said you went crazy during the pandemic. A guy who's, you know, liable to go crazy, I don't know that I want him to have thousands of bullets in his home. That's kind of my thing, right? I also know I'm mentally ill. I have friends who are more mentally ill than me. I don't think they should have guns because you never know when things get kooky what might happen when you have a fucking gun in the house, right? But that's fine. That's what you want to do. I would say... You guys are big gun guys.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Look.
I actually have some advice as to how he can show her. Try to fire a bullet at her and get as close as possible to her.
Be like, babe, I have a surprise for you. Put an apple on her head.
And I think if she will appreciate how cool that is.
Yes,
she'll be like, now I know.
Yeah,
Yes.
Get more.
Have her stand straight in front of you and then bend the bullet around her.
Yes.
Like that Angelina Jolie.
Yeah,
I would
Wanted.
say
What was that called?
sit down with her,
No,
watch
Wanted.
Wanted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wanted. She'll be singing a different tune.
Okay, you know what? Actually, you know, we're having a good time. We're joking around.
Yeah.
We're a couple of jokesters here, but legitimately, the moment I'm the most pro guns is right after I've watched John Wick. So I would say sit her down, let her watch at least 1 and 4, minimum, back to back. You could probably skip 3. I love the whole franchise, but maybe the beginning and the end, big fight scenes in 3, you could keep. I love the knife, where he's fighting those Japanese dudes in the beginning and like a old fashioned like weapons armory, and he's like fucking them up with like a knife. That's cool. And then the very end at the Continental, when the guys, it's like glow in the dark, and he's fighting a bunch of guys with like riot gear.
Yeah,
that's cool. On the third one, you can watch. So you'll watch those 2 scenes. Watch 1, 2, those 2 scenes in 3, and then all of 4. It's a masterpiece. And then after we're talking about probably that's about 7 hours of John Wick. Mm-hmm. Then show her all your guns.
Yes.
she's gonna be fucking pumped.
Yes.
She's gonna be like, these are sick. I just watched Keanu, who's an awesome guy, use these.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he's
you know
nice.
what?
People love him.
You know, he's got an age appropriate girlfriend. Keanu.
Oh my god!
Oh yeah,
it's so appropriate that it's like inappropriate in the other direction. She's like old.
I think he just has gray hair. And he's a good guy. If the guns are good enough for Keanu, they're good enough for
I think if you go the John Wick route, how you should reveal the guns is keep them under your garage and then take the sledgehammer.
Somebody wrongs you,
Yes.
or when she pisses you off,
Yes.
make her watch you sledgehammer into concrete and be like, oh. That's a great idea.
My favorite part of the third John Wick movie is they shoot the dog. Like one of the villains shoots the dog, and it's like really upsetting. And then the dog slowly turns over and reveals he's wearing a bulletproof vest.
Yeah, that's
it's
fucking
this, like,
awesome.
sick dog.
It's that dog fucking
what a
rules.
badass.
I was so sad when for the moment I thought the dog
Me
was
too.
dead. Dude.
Anyway,
great. So just check out John Wick, man.
Check it out.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so maybe you wanna. What do you think the ideal? What do you think the ideal amount of guns your girlfriend would want you to have is? Is it 0? Is it 1? Is it 2? And how many do you have? It sounds like 40, 50. So, at the very least, can we get rid of some of the guns? Do you really need this many fucking guns? Think about it that way. And you're talking about the prepping thing. I got news for you, pal. The world goes belly up, you're fucked. You're not gonna protect anyone with all your fucking guns. You might kill a couple people, but you're probably, the food's over, there's no water. It's this prepping shit. I don't mean to be, you probably think you have it figured out, but just try and live in this world we live in today. And look, I'm not telling you not to have a couple fucking cans of tuna laying around or some fucking Vienna sausages and 1 or 2 guns and maybe a lot of ammo for those guns. If you're worried about prepping, you want a couple reliable guns and a bunch of fucking ammo, right? What the fuck are you doing with this many guns? So I would say just treat it like cleaning your apartment. It's like, are you going to get it completely clean when a girl comes over? No. Just get it.
Make it clear that you've done an effort.
I've made an effort.
Yes.
I've got it's acceptable.
That.
It's acceptable.
Yes.
Get rid of some guns and make it like acceptable. You don't want her fucking walking into an armory. You don't want her walking in and there's fucking guns on the wall and all this kind of shit, because she'll be like, this is an insane person. Or if you love the gun so much, find some dumb bitch that likes shit like that. Those are your 2 options. If you're afraid this is gonna if you're afraid it's gonna turn her off, then maybe take that as an opportunity to maybe scale back. And you seem to have, it's interesting because he has some context on how he overdid it.
Yeah.
But he's kept the guns.
Yeah.
Which is the interesting thing.
He seems to think because he's like mentally cool now.
Yeah.
It's like it's all good.
Yeah,
it's like, now I'm not gonna do anything with the guns.
Yeah.
That's bad. I was before, but now I'm not.
So yeah, dude, that's all I would say. And how you bring it up is just like, I am partial to the argument. I don't agree with it, but it's like, I'm trying to, you're licensed, you do training, you do all that stuff. So I understand the argument of like, hey, look, man, we're never getting rid of guns, and I just want one to protect my family. That's not my stance. I think, like I said, I don't want a gun around because I cut myself on I had a very deep cut because I was trying to make a gravity bong, and it went, and I was holding the bottle, and I was like, I wanted to puncture one side of it, and I didn't think that maybe it would go through the other side, and I just completely stabbed myself through right here.
And with the gun, you would try to shoot it.
And I would have held it, and I would have shot it, and I would have no use of my left hand. So I don't want a gun around my house, and also statistically, people with guns, you're more likely to get shot if you have a gun in the house. Who knew? But I understand the argument of like, look, I do training, I'm serious about this stuff. So if you really are, you do training, you're licensed, you have a cup, it's okay to have some guns for, protection, whatever. But if you're worried that you look insane because you have too many guns, you probably look insane because you have too many guns. And you could just be like, hey, I have a certain amount for, protection and all that stuff, but nothing crazy. So
I feel like at the very least, like, he says he has guns laying all over the apartment. It sounds like fucking Taxi Driver. I think like he doesn't even need to get rid of any guns necessarily. Just get like a nice big cabinet to store them all.
Buy a shelf.
Yeah, get one of those bookshelves that like turns around on a button. one of
cool.
those.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be sick.
It does seem like he implies like that they're like jutting out of his mattress. like there's no way around looking at the guns.
I don't know what to do. My floor's littered with guns.
They're all under a rug.
Yeah. So stop. That's a great point, Elders. Don't have them lay around.
I
At
feel
least
like even
organize
if you
your
just
guns.
get like, you see a nice big gun cabinet with a light on the different shelves or
Make it look
something.
classy.
Make it look like
Yeah.
decorations
Yes.
are classy.
Yeah.
That
That's a
does
great
soften the
idea.
blow instead of like
Yeah.
conspiracy theorist who's worried about doxing himself on Stavvy's world.
Yeah. And take all your Nancy Pelosi literature down as well. Hide that.
Replace it with a hammer.
Yeah. Hell yeah, brother. All right, dude. So yeah, good luck with all your fucking guns and shit. And it sounds like you're doing better. But if you have to maybe talk to a therapist or maybe just go straight to psychiatrist, because this sounds a little more chemical than like I need to get some things off my chest. But that's our advice, pal. Good luck, and you get a nice little gun rack for yourself. Hopefully you don't shoot your dick off. I think that's going to do it for us, fellas. Thank you so much for coming on the pod. Very fun. You got to come back.
Thanks for having
We'll
us.
interrogate your personal lives way more. We'll make you way more uncomfortable. And check out the boys. Check out what they've made. Like Dave said in their plugs, check out the Patreon for Stavvy's World. Very important. And we will be back very soon. Bye, guys.